All right, so here's a story that's been simmering and sort of hovering like those UPAs, those UFOs over New Jersey were. Remember that for about a 3-week trial, kind of hovering over what are they? That's what I feel the LeBron trade rumors are like. Nobody's quite sure what they are, what they mean. They're out there. I think maybe it's a plane. I don't buy them. I do not buy the LeBron trade rumors. Here's why. The best contract you can have in professional basketball is a superstar in his prime. SGA, Jokic, Luka. Those are the guys that win in May and June. Rookie contracts are nice. Best contract, superstar in his prime. SGA wins a title. Jokic wins a title. The second best contract to me is a highly productive player with a lot of seasoning who is still good, probably out of his prime, and he has an expiring contract, and that's LeBron. This is it. They can play with it. Leverage to the Lakers. They can move him at the trade deadline. They could move him now. I wouldn't. So why would you get rid of that? I mean, he was 24-8-8 last year. He was all NBA second team. He was 6th in MVP voting. That's the highest in years. He's highly productive, and he's capable of helping you in a playoff series. I'm not trading that away. And by the way, his agent, Rich Paul, has acknowledged publicly, yeah, LeBron knows it's Luka's team. So there's no real angst with LeBron James. He knows it's Luka's team. They're going to take care of him first. He'll get a new deal. So I don't buy the trade talks. Also, you know, this is the time of the year. It's, hey, how do I fill my 3-hour show? How do I fill my column? I don't buy it. Now, I do believe they will transition out of this potentially if things go south, but why now and why today? Remember, the Lakers got better. There's a lot of reasons to be hopeful. I do not believe they are going to be as good as Houston. I don't think they're Oklahoma City. I don't think they're as good as Dallas. But J.J. Redick's in year 2. He'll be better. Bronny's had a good summer league. He may contribute. Luka's going to be in great shape, and they're better at center. I don't love DeAndre Ayton. He's allergic to defense. Always sees himself as a 1. He's more of a 3 to a 4 in a championship-level team. He'll probably be a 3 or a 4 for the Lakers. We'll see. But that team's not a very good defensive team, and to win a championship, Oklahoma City just proved you can do it with defense. So the Lakers are going to be very interesting this upcoming season, and they're going to be very good. They're not going to win a title. They're not going to hoist a trophy. They're not going to be great. LeBron's past his prime. Austin Reeves can be picked on defensively. DeAndre Ayton's moody, never happy, and doesn't defend. And Luka, he'll be in good shape, but you know, you're not getting much defense there either. But in Kobe's last year, they were uninteresting and won 17 games. They were awful. So this is not a bad place to be. Very good and very interesting. So I don't buy the trade rumors. Hosts have to fill space. I think at the trade deadline, as Chris Broussard said yesterday, things could be interesting if it goes south.
I think he starts the season with the Lakers. Now, if for some reason it goes terrible, would they try to move him at the deadline, maybe get him to a team with a chance to do something in the playoffs? Yeah, something like that, but I don't see it going terrible. They were playing good basketball, and that was on the fly, right? That was with a roster not built around Luka. It was on the fly. LeBron had to all of a sudden adjust to being the second guy offensively, and they still played good basketball. So you would expect them to be better.
They will be better. They won't be great, but they'll be good and interesting. Why move off that now? Okay, here we go. Cooper Flagg, what a summer league debut. The highs, the lows, the fight. I'm here for all of it. It lasted 2 games. I'll get to that in a second. The summer league is a little, it's fun for fans. And I think the NBA has done a great job with Vegas. I like the highlights. It's fun. I like watching it. I don't think you can take a lot out of it, but there's 2 things I've taken out of it. Number 1, Yang Hansen, who was called a reach when the Blazers drafted him middle of the first round. Yeah, that's not a reach. That kid, man, that is Jokic, handles, IQ. There are not a lot of 7'1", 20-year-olds that elevate others. They're just trying to figure out themselves. That kid is, feel, touch. It's a little Jokic. Şengün from Houston, like, I'm sorry. That kid's got something. And again, NBA physicality is different. You're playing against a lot of rotational guys in summer league or guys that don't make the league. Whatever, that guy is something else, and he showed on draft night he has a sense of humor.
What are some of your interests, and what do you think you'd be doing if you weren't playing basketball?
Sometimes I sleep, all time sleep, and I like play PS5, and I like eat.
Yeah, that there are some things, you know, that are overvalued, but touch and feel and the elevation of other players around you. You could see that from LeBron James in high school. You could see that very early as Jokic was trying to refine his game as a second-round pick. This kid's got some real finesse, touch. How does he deal with the physicality of the NBA? That was shockingly impressive. That kid there is a feel that you cannot teach, and that kid has it, and that's exciting. The second thing is Cooper Flagg did not need more than 2 games. So I've been on, this is one of my theories, that because you get such young players in the NBA, like in the NFL, you get guys that are 23 years old. They're men. They're developed. Jared Verse is a man. He walks into the league. Jalen Carter's a man. Major League Baseball, you get drafted, you go to the minors. By the time you're in the bigs, you're a man. Same with the academies, the MLS. But in the NBA, you're dealing with 17, 18, 19, 20-year-old kids. So I've always had this theory. I would put every rookie on a minutes restriction and a game restriction. Every one. Because in college football, you go from 14 games to 17. They're 23 years old. Let them play. But college basketball is 35, 36 games, much slower pace, much less physical. You've got a shot clock. Okay, the NBA is the bullet train. Even at Duke, how often does he go up against an NBA player? So NBA is faster, more physicality, 37 games of college to 82 games of bullet train basketball. I would limit rookies, even like a Cooper Flagg. You're going to play 65 games. You're not doing back-to-backs. I want the home fans to see a lot. I'll reward the home fans. I'm going to give you some night games off, some road games off. So I would be minute restriction for all rookies, because I think the jump from college basketball at 18, 19 years old to the severity and intensity of the NBA is too big a leap to do 82 games, physical pace of play. Wouldn't do it. College football is different. You're older, your body is more refined, you're more of a grown man, and you're going from 14 games to 17 with a bye in between. I'm good with that. So anyway, that's my take. The kid in Portland, wow, that's impressive. So in a stunning development, WNBA players are acknowledging Caitlin Clark's really good. I saw this week that the coach of UConn, Gino Auriemma, acknowledging, yeah, I missed on that. He let his UConn bias get in the way of it. But I saw a poll. WNBA players were polled on who's going to be the face of the league in 5 years. And in a runaway vote, it was Caitlin Clark with about 55% of the vote. Juju Watkins and Paige Beckers, really, really good young players, dynamic players, were second and third. And I do think this is fair to say. For any employee base in any industry, in any company, for the employees to go from ignored to widely discussed and criticized is really difficult. It was a tsunami of attention. The league, the commissioner wasn't ready for it. The arenas, the ticket salesmen, they weren't ready for it. So you went from in the shadows to in the spotlight, and it was a microscope. It's almost like, I remember when I was a young broadcaster, I moved to Vegas and Mike Tyson came out. And a legendary old trainer said, you can't prepare for a Mike Tyson left hook. It doesn't matter who your sparring partners are. It doesn't matter how many fights you've had. At 24 years old, if Tyson delivers a left hook, you're not ready for it. And I don't think, Taylor Swift had been in music several years before the Eras tour. But I think that even caught people a little off guard, where it sold out SoFi Stadium 7 straight nights. And I just don't think the league was ready for Caitlin Clark. And so I said, listen, I'm going to give the league should be ready. You knew her sophomore year at Michigan, she's dropping 40 plus, or sophomore year at Iowa, she's dropping 40 plus against Michigan. If you go read Christine Brennan's book, there were a lot of signs she was going to be a superstar in the league and sell a lot of tickets and shoes and merchandise. So I'm going to be punitive on the league. But the players, I get 6 to 9 months to kind of get your arms around it. So it's like my kids when they went to college. Freshman year, you're going to have fun. Sophomore year, hit the books, grow up. And I kind of feel like the players now, this poll is encouraging. It's progress. And I do think it was hard. I mean, there's nobody's quite ready. Like everybody knew. I remember when everybody was talking about Tiger Woods when he was winning the juniors. And I was in Oregon and people at Nike were saying, this kid is really good. I don't think anybody thought he was going to literally change course design because he was so long off the tee and dominant. I mean, he was ahead of golf equipment. Golf equipment over the last 5 to 10 years, even hacks like me can hit the ball a little bit. I mean, he was a mile ahead of golf equipment. He was ahead of the sport, and we all knew he was great. I don't think anybody could have predicted LeBron James would rival Michael Jordan as the best player ever. Nobody really thought that. There were people that thought you should have drafted Carmelo Anthony over him. And I think Caitlin Clark, what do? How do you prepare? I think the league should have been more prepared, but I will mostly defend players in that first 9 months of kind of like being juvenile and not getting it. Now, I think they have to grow up now and get their feet beneath them, but this is an encouraging sign that they're acknowledging, yeah, she's the face of the league. And also, there are members of the media that are going to pick and choose isolated incidents and kind of stoke the fire of what's happening in the league. But I think the fairest criticism of the WNBA is to the commissioner and the league really not getting it when she broke into the league and they had her playing like the most road games and the worst, hardest schedule of any WNBA team in the first month. That's just not having enough foresight. But this is encouraging, J-Mac. Here's the, by the way, her head coach, Stephanie White, on Caitlin going up against Paige Beckers last weekend.
I mean, everybody wants to see star players. You think about who tunes in to watch LeBron and Steph, right? It's those kinds of matchups, and I think to watch these guys for the first time, going against each other in their WNBA careers is going to be special. In my day, it's watching Cheryl Swoops and Lisa Leslie, and in their day, it's watching Caitlin and Paige.
Do you realize, J-Mac, I was thinking about this when I was flying back. By next Monday and Tuesday, camps will be open in the NFL. We're getting really, really close. I was thinking, I was watching some shows and watching some stuff and reading a lot flying back, and I'm thinking, okay, the silly season's almost over. The let's make up big stories. LeBron's getting traded. Nick Saban's coming back to college football. All the nonsense. I'll address that top of next hour. But, yeah, I mean, I think we're at a point now. This time next week, camps are open. We're ready to roll, baby.
Obviously, you're going to meet me in Vegas in August, right, to lay down some futures bets for the upcoming season, right?
I got 6 new playoff teams. I'm ready for it.
6?
Yeah, I got 6.